Okay students, welcome to this session and today's class is of verb. So today we will learn about verb. You can say this is almost the most important amongst the 8 parts of speech, right? Now why it is so important? See, verb is the heart of a sentence, you can say, right? Verb has derived from a Latin word that is called verbum. Verbum means a word which is so important in a sentence. So verb, the definition, a verb is a word that indicates action. So indicates action, that is very common, and most of us, almost 99% of us, we know about this. And one more thing that I like to add with this is a verb is a part of a sentence that tells us what the subject performs. That means the action or the subject's performance. What the subject is doing, right? So a verb tells us about the subject's performance, right? Next, I am giving one example. Say Anna walks in the morning. Okay, let me take a piece of chalk so it will be very clear to you. Anna walks in the morning. That is, this walks. Anna is your subject and this is the complement of the sentence. I am dividing this in 3 parts. Subject, and this is the predicate part, and here walks. It is the verb. Okay, so what Anna is doing, Anna walks in the morning. Okay. Now I am coming to the second part. See, Atul is a good boy. Here it is a state of being. It is not clarifying, it is not declaring any action of Atul. It is a state of being. How Atul is? Atul is a good boy. Okay, it is stating the nature of Atul. So Atul is a good boy. Okay, see, this is even a verb. Can you see, students, the difference between these two verbs? This is the action word. It is a state of being. Okay. So on the basis of that, I like to go for the classification of verbs. Right? Classification means, see, this is a simple classification. In many ways I will show you today that how many types of verbs normally we can come across with. So the main I am going for this. This is the one is the first we will go for helping verb. Helping verb that I need to say is auxiliary. Okay, auxiliary verb and the main verb. Okay, keeping aside the main verb, I like to deal with auxiliary, my dear students, because often I have seen that you face a real problem with auxiliary verb. Okay, because for the further, that is application based grammar, you need to be taught with the concept of this helping verb, right? Now let us start with helping verb. See, students, helping verb or auxiliary, that is we can divide roughly in 2. It is primary auxiliary and the modal auxiliary. Okay, so primary auxiliary and modal auxiliary that I have written here, you can see. So primary auxiliary, what comes under the column of primary auxiliary? See, primary auxiliary, that is called supporting verb. It is not the action word which can only stand and can go for constructing the sentence. It helps in the construction of a sentence. See how? It is a be verb. Be verb is very important to indicate the tenses. How? You see. Or not only indicating the tenses, my dear, but to state the being. Say it is am, it is, it is are, it is was, it is were. So am is are. Say I am a teacher. Okay. Okay, I am a teacher. Clear? Then he is my student. They are boys. Okay. Along with that, in other position, they are going to play football. They were playing cricket yesterday. Okay. So in that way, it indicates a state of being, and along with that, it indicates the tenses. Clear? So without it, it is difficult to clarify a tense. Again, next is have. Primary auxiliary, I have made the further divisions with be, am, is, are, was, were, which helps to construct the sentences. Right? It can separately use that I am a teacher, or I am doing, or I am teaching. That means along with the main verb you can utilize, or it can be utilized separately. Right? So this is the thing. Then I am going for another have. Have, this is another primary auxiliary which can be used has and had. Right? So for the pronoun like singular, you will have to choose the subject. Subject matters a lot. That is whether it is singular subject, whether it is plural subject. Then you will have to choose accordingly this primary auxiliary am, is, are, was, were, and has, like that. And according to its tenses, you will have to go for has and had. While I am teaching you the finite verb and the infinite verb, I will be further. I don't know whether time will permit me or not, but I like to go for further clarification with or further dealing with this primary auxiliaries when I will be dealing with the finite and non-finite verb. Right? Clear? Okay. Then another part, be verb, have verb, and do. Do here you can see do, does, did. Do for the I do. Okay. He does. She does. Right? It depends on the first person, second person, third person. Not only that, but also it depends on the singular number, right? And plural number. So, and it indicates past tense. The down over here I have this indicates the past form, and the upper one it indicates the present form. I hope it is to some extent clear. Another one is modal auxiliary. So what comes under the modal auxiliaries? Modal auxiliaries will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, dare, will. Okay. So these are the modal auxiliaries. This also help you to express your words, your sentences. Not only that, but also it helps you to go for the clarification of the tenses, right? The time. Fine. Now I am going for the main verb. This is the helping verb, just I have touched upon. Now I am going for main verb. Main verb means it's a word that indicates action, right? It indicates action. It is the word, it is the root verb. Okay. So it tells us the subject, what the subject is performing. So it is the action word. Now, as per the tenses we know, we can divide it into V1, V2 and V3. Now, many of you, maybe you are familiar with this V1, V2, V3. Many of you aren't. So even I like to introduce this concept of, because this will be very important in the further study of yours. That is the present form, original root form. Okay. Say I like to take eat. Eat is the word here. I believe the board is visible. Otherwise, I am trying to help you out by, and my voice is audible clearly perhaps. So eat. Eat is the word. Or say go is the word. Okay. Eat. Then V1. V2 it gets changed. Right. That is the past form. So ate is the past form. And it is eaten. Okay. Eaten is the form or the participle form. Got it? So these three are V1, V2 and V3. Now on the basis of the change of the nature of the verb, how it gets changed in its original form, then its next form or past form, and then its past participle form, how it gets changed, we can further classify it into three. Say regular, irregular and constant. Regular, irregular and constant. How? Say regular. Irregular verb means it needs to add D or ED. The original verb is say change. So further for V2 we will be going for change, changed, changed. Only adding ED will do. If we add ED, then it will change to V1, to V2, to V3. So the need is either D or ED, right? Irregular verb means the entire words itself it gets changed. Say go. Go in V1 it is go. That means in the root form, in the original form, in the present form it is go. In the past form V2 it is went. And in the participle form, future form, that is V3 form, it is gone. Whereas see, saw and seen. Right? So it gets changed like V1 see, V2 saw and V3 it is seen. So you can see the distinct features of regular, where it is only by adding D or ED, the form from V1, V2, V3 it gets changed. Whereas in the irregular form of verb, the entire form of words it gets changed from the V1 to V2 to V3. Am I clear or not? Okay. Then some verbs are there which are constant. So you need to learn, my dear students, you need to understand this concept that some are constant. That means whatever is in V1 that will be in V2, that will be in V3. Right? There is no changes ever occur. So here you can see put, cut. There is no cutted, there is no putted. So many a time when I go for the checking of papers, I feel it's a shocking, it's a devastating thing that you write putted, cutted, you add ed, you add double t ed. So you need to learn there are some verbs which we term as constant. Constant verbs means there is no change in the V1, V2 or V3. You can see here I'm writing right over here. Okay, fine. This is over. Now I'm moving for another part to this. Okay. Then action verbs can further classified into two, that is transitive and intransitive verb, right? Transitive verb and intransitive verb. Now what is transitive verb and what is intransitive verb? Transitive verb and intransitive verb, this concept is very, very important for you for passive voice and active voice. If you don't understand this concept, then no way you can apply this concept to passive voice and active voice, right? I told you that basic things, that is fundamental grammar, needs to be very, very clear in your mind. Otherwise application based grammar you never will be, never you can get the success. Okay, transitive verb. Transitive verb is a verb that takes an object after it. Taking an object after it means transition. Moving. Moving means from the subject, it moves through the verb to the object. The verb, the meaning of the verb, it transits from the subject to the object. So it needs an object behind. See, I am giving one example right over here. She ate an apple. So I am showing this is she. She, our subject. Ate. Ate is the verb and an apple, that is an object. Okay, so she ate. If you question the verb, she ate what? Okay, you will get an answer. There is one answer present, an apple. And when you question the word what, who, which, if you get the answer, then it is the transitive one. Okay, so this is the object present here, and if you question the verb, you will get the object as your answer. He wrote a letter. If you question he wrote what, then you will get the answer a letter. Letter will be, when you question the verb, you will get the object as your answer. By that time, it is the transitive one. The meaning transits from the subject and ends here to the object. Okay, so for active and passive voice, it must to be a transitive one. See, here one twist is there. The teacher asked me a question. So here asked me. The teacher asked. Asked is the verb. You can see me a question. Me and question, two verbs are here. So two objects are here. So it is called right transition. The teacher asked whom? Me. The teacher asked what? Question. Okay, so when you get two answers, two possible objects, then it is called right transition. Clear? Okay. Now one more thing that I believe intransitive. Intransitive, that is a verb that does not take an object after. So it is called intransitive. Okay. Say birds fly. Where? No answer. Bell rings. When? No answer. Tree grows. Where? No answer. So it stops here. Clear? So intransitive means when you don't get any answer. If you question the verb, then it is intransitive. Okay? The last one I want to touch upon, that is a finite verb. What is the finite verb, my dear? Finite means the subject agrees with the verb with certain parameters. Right? What are the parameters? That is number, tenses and person. Okay. Say I play cricket. I told you when I will reach to this finite verb, I will get back to you to primary auxiliary. Say I play cricket. I, first person. So it takes play and cricket. So it indicates the tenses. It is the simple present tense, and the person is first person singular number. So the verb agrees with the subject in the parameter with the condition of person, tenses and number. Right? We will go further with details because the constraint of time I am not detailing further, but I believe you understood. Okay. Now the next is non-finite. Non-finite means here you can see another example I have written. He found me walking out the door. He found me. He found. Here found agrees with the verb he. He is the subject. But walking is another verb which doesn't agree. He found me walking out the door. Walking doesn't agree with the subject he. It is called non-finite form. Right? So for today, till here, thank you.